This is ShadowQuant Market Brief, brought to you by AresLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Thursday, July 9, 2026, and this is the After Hours session. Now, let's get into it. The Nasdaq 100 bucked the broader market's retreat, leading a narrow rally while the Dow and small caps sold off. With crude oil hitting new session lows and geopolitical tensions flaring in Iran, investors are weighing tech resilience against macro headwinds. Let's get to the numbers.
Closing bell brought a clear divergence. The Nasdaq 100, tracked by QQQ, finished at $711.44, up 0.2%. The S&P 500 via SPY slipped to $745.40, off 0.3%. The Dow Jones Diamonds took the hardest hit, closing at $522.77, down 1.1%. The Russell 2000 IWM followed suit at $293.48, off 0.9%.
A session defined by rotation from value to tech and extreme moves in the smallest names. Let's look at the corporate activity driving these flows.
Earnings flow was sparse, but the signal from Core Scientific was clear. The company turned lower after its fourth-quarter results disappointed, a reminder that even in a tech-led rally, fundamentals still matter for speculative names.
Core Scientific's miss underscores the pressure on speculative growth, while dividend payouts remain steady. Now, let's check the macro backdrop. Macro data today centered on the Reserve Bank of New Zealand's rate decision, released at 2 a.m. Eastern. The broader U.S. data set remains anchored in the latest Fed releases. The Fed funds rate sits at 3.62%. The yield curve shows caution. The 2-year yield is at 4.21%, the 10-year at 4.56%, leaving a spread of 38 basis points. Sticky inflation and a flattening yield curve keep the Fed's path unclear. And on the risk desk,
the VIX closed at 16.13, up 56 points from the previous session's close. Despite the crypto fear and greed index sitting at 14 out of 100, signaling extreme fear, the VIX remains suppressed. This suggests complacency rather than panic.
Low volatility in equities, but high tension in headlines. Let's look ahead.
3 things to watch. First, the Nasdaq's technical breakout above $700 holds if the technology sector can maintain its 1.2% gain. Second, the divergence between the Dow's 1.1% drop and the Nasdaq's gain signals a rotation away from industrial and value names. Third, the 30-year Treasury yield at 5.058% sets a high bar for equity valuations.
Tech resilience, macro caution. That's the ShadowQuant Market Brief. If you're finding value in this analysis, support the project at patreon.com/ShadowQuant. Patrons get early access to every episode, weekly AI analyst scorecards, and daily intelligence briefs. And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube, hit that follow button and leave a rating. It helps more traders discover the show. We appreciate you. This is an AI-generated market briefing by ShadowQuant. All information is for educational and informational purposes only. It does not constitute financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Market Brief. Stay tuned for the Tokyo session, where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.